Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff, and this is the Promised Neverland Episode 8 review. With me, as always, are Coby and Torie. Welcome
Hi,
to the show,
we're
guys.
so happy to be here. Thank you for that wonderful introduction that you gave us, and we are just so thrilled to be talking about this.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you spoke for me, but okay.
Thought you were going to jump in with me, but I guess not.
We're recording a bit later than usual because Coby was unavailable on Thursday, which is when we usually record, but we had to wait for him because this episode is exceedingly good, and we just had to have Coby on board with this.
It's crazy, man. So we decided to push it back just so that we could talk it with you.
Aw, thanks. I appreciate that so much.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw this episode a few days ago, so please, as I go through this, if I miss any details, let me know, because there's a lot of important details in this one specifically, and I'm really excited to talk about it.
But did you just finish watching it, Coby?
Just about 20 minutes ago, yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So your memory will be fresher than ours, so let us know if we miss
All right.
anything.
Oh, good. So much pressure on me.
Jump
Okay.
right into it. So we jump right into where we last left off, which was Mama went to Sister Krone's door with the mysterious letter in hand, and Sister Krone discovered some terrible secret that Ray left on like a note that she found in his drawer. And we were speculating as to what that note was, and I don't even remember what I guessed it would be. I don't know if you guys remember what your guesses were, but I was wrong, whatever it was, because it was something that I did not expect, which is a letter for Sister Krone to be a mom at a different factory.
Completely zigged where I thought the plot was going to zag, you know? 'Cause
Yeah.
we totally thought it was like, oh, she's going to be dismissed, which in essence she still is. It's still Isabella doing a power play move, but it did so in such a really smart way that I wasn't expecting. So the outcome we were kind of expecting, but the method of it made me go, wow,
Yeah.
good job,
Yeah.
show.
It was, it's so obvious, too, if you think about it. It would be a thing that she would do, but does she actually become a mom? We'll find out very soon, because the other thing that was very unexpected was her reaction to that. So she was like, because Sister Krone's goal throughout this whole show was, I want to be a mom, I want to be a mom, and to do that I have to take down the current mom so I can be a mom of this farm. But then she gets a letter saying you're going to be a mom at a separate farm, and her reaction is not that of elation or excitedness. It is a reaction of like anger and I guess frustration and like surprise, but not in a good way. And it all has to do with whatever it is that Ray had in that note, I think.
I don't know about that, because I think what tipped it off is that Mom said that she was giving her recommendations to do so. Like, you got in because of my recommendations. And I think in a society where you have to fight to the top, I think if anyone recommends you for anything, it's not a good thing. That's my take on it.
I guess I saw it as it was just Sister Krone angry because she had this whole plan to overthrow Mom, and she's still going to get what she wants, but it's in a way that Mom controlled the game. She controlled the rules. She controlled the outcome in every aspect. So in the end, I mean, it's still Mom getting one up on her. And after planning this for so long, where she does those deep monologues to her weird demon doll in her room, I mean, it throws a wrench in it and makes her confused and angry about how to feel.
So you guys think that she's angry because Mom basically dismissed her. I mean, it is a dismissal in a way, but I mean, she still gets what she wants, but not in the way that she wanted.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what I think.
I don't know. I'm still gonna stick with the like. There's something to that note that Ray left behind. Some revelation that made it to where her becoming a mom at a different farm wouldn't even be a good thing, because as we could see, just before this moment, she was packing up to leave. It seemed like she was packing up like to not like she was going to abandon her plan of taking down Mom in that moment as well. So I think that there's a possibility that Ray gave her some information, maybe false, maybe true, but whatever it was, I don't think she wanted to be a mom anymore in that moment.
You sure? Because
That's what I think.
she said that she was going to take that up to Grandma.
Exactly. Whatever information she had, she was going to take up to Grandma. And then also, she was also going to snitch on Mom as well. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on with the story. So
Well, let me before we move on, I just have a quick question, because Ray said just before the scene where Sister Krone stole the item from Ray's from his bed, and then the subsequent scene where Mom meets with Sister Krone, he says before that he has a plan to take her down or to to keep her quiet or something. Do you think all of this is part of his plan or not? With all these events that are happening.
No, I don't think so. I think Ray is just as much screwed over by the events, by Mom's moves in this episode as everybody else is. I don't think the kids have a master plan that's going their way.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's I guess possible. I don't really know. I guess by the end of it we'll discuss all this, but yeah. So yeah, you said that Ray did have a plan to take down Sister Krone, and I think it had to do with that note that she found. We don't know what that note was, but I guess it's possible that at this point it's irrelevant, but I don't think so. There's something in that note that could be very, very important down the line, and I don't think they ever revealed what that was in this episode. Still,
No,
they didn't. But didn't they say? But it wasn't before it was established that whatever it was false. It was false information in order to screw over Krone, right? At least that's what we were led to believe.
I don't know. My memory's hazy in the episode, but what is now the good time to discuss that, or is that revealed later on in the episode?
I don't think it's revealed that it was false.
I thought last week, because this is like, okay, because they know that they were leaving a note for Krone to find on purpose behind Ray's bed, and he's like, okay, no, don't worry, guys, I got this. So whatever he put on that note, he planted there specifically for a reason in order to get rid of Krone. But then I guess I don't know about this note. We can move on, and we'll wait to see if the note comes into play in a later episode. But yeah, a lot of speculation about that note.
Yeah. Anyway, so we continue forward with Mom going away. And Mom meets up with Grandma past the gate. She's all packed up and everything. And then she goes into the gate, and Grandma's in there. We don't really get to see her whole face, but she's Grandma looking. She's old and stuff.
Just as what you'd Grandma would
Yeah.
My favorite thing about anime is when they obscure a character's face, but like it's only like partly, where you can at least imagine it's like, you know what, you can kind of guess what they look like underneath, like behind just like that half shadow.
Yeah, I mean they usually show everything except for the eyes. So yeah, what could the eyes look like?
We know the face.
Yeah. But anyways, at this point, Sister Krone tells Grandma everything that she knows, that the kids are trying to escape, and Mama is she's about to be overturned or whatever. And then Grandma's like, but everything's fine, everything's cool.
Does she have it under control?
And Grandma's like, everything's under control, right? And then she's like, well, I don't know. And then Grandma walks up to her, to Sister Krone, is like, this farm is very special to me, and Mama is very special. So whatever is going, and she's a very important pawn to me. So whatever's going down here, you don't have to worry about, essentially. And so what this is signaling to Sister Krone is, she even says it herself, like from the very beginning, there was no chance that she was going to win against her, because the Mama of this current farm is very special to even the higher ups. So there's no chance that she was going to win anyways, because she had the whole system against her from the beginning. And after that, we get a very beautiful scene, in my opinion. A very well edited scene.
Man.
It's so Grandma walks off, and then suddenly it's one of those demon monster things that come out of nowhere. So Sister Krone is not going to become a mama. We get a beautiful scene intercut with Sister Krone fighting off this demon
With the litter opener?
With a letter opener, fruitlessly, and it's cut in between that and the kids eating, and it's just like that great juxtaposition of like, yeah, she's gonna get eaten, and then the kids are eating, and it's like,
thank you for the food.
Yeah, it is awesome. And also interspersed with this are scenes of Sister Krone's childhood and upbringing, and
First
flashbacks. Her as a kid, her getting that creepy doll that we see currently. It didn't used to be a creepy doll. But yeah, she had this doll has been with her through all her life, and we get to see her going through mom training, which is revealed to basically be like this school. It looks like, where they learn all kinds of things, like all the mom things you need, like sewing things and knitting and jiu-jitsu apparently.
And that I love that, because that's important later on.
It sets up for a scene later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we see, she had a rough time growing up. She wasn't the best, but she worked her way up, and in the end, it didn't really matter. But a really important detail, I think, is that also we see Sister Krone appears to be leaving behind something for Ray. She has, I think she has, what was it, like a box, and then a letter or something on top of it, and she puts it inside of Ray's, in a pen. She puts it inside of Ray's drawer and leaves it for him
The
behind
pen
for her.
is something that a scientist or someone seemed to have left behind that she took with her. So I don't know how this pen would really work. I think it must be a way to break the trackers. Like it must be maybe not like a pen, but like a I don't know, like a device that deactivates them after
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, so whatever it was, Sister Krone knew she was going to leave. Whether or not she knew she was going to die, I'm not sure. But for some reason, she was inspired to leave behind something for these kids. And in her final moments, she roots them on, basically. She's all like, kids, you better freaking escape. And once you do, destroy this fucked up world we live in. The society. And that was just a really awesome death scene. Really great way to go. And
so sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I actually felt for Krone in that situation because you just saw her whole life in about 20 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And the way she dies is
weird.
So the demon puts like this white bouquet of flowers and like impales her, and then like I guess just drains all the life from her body, and it seems like the blood kind of goes into these flowers, and the flowers turn red with her blood, and then I guess that's how she dies. And we saw the same set of flowers with Connie in the very first episode, sprouting out from her the same way as it does in Krone here. And so I don't know what that's about. Maybe that's how they eat them. They eat the flowers or something. The blood, all the concentrated vitamins and minerals go into the flowers, and they just kind of munch on that.
Yeah,
maybe.
or my crazy theory, just throw out something to see if something sticks, is that the flowers and that how they're harvesting these humans, not for meals, but sure they'll eat the brains, but their bodies are actually rebuilding the destroyed earth that sits on outside of these farms.
So would they reanimate them as like
not reanimate,
zombies?
but their bodies are giving their bodies are giving this destroyed world life
as fertilizer?
Yeah, like a demon fertilizer.
Huh.
Maybe they put the flower on it to determine like how good the fertilizer is or something. I don't know. I like that theory.
In any case, it is a great scene, one of the best in the series, and very dramatic. And yeah, this character, Sister Krone, who's been this wild card, this sort of crazy person who's been animated in very scary ways, is now left as a sympathetic figure, as a sort of another casualty of this demon society that everyone lives in.
Yeah, you could see it through her eyes, like her whole flashback. She starts as a young, naive kid, and then slowly her like smiles turn down to frowns, and then her frowns kind of turn into just sweet determination, and it's just, and you see the fight in her, and just leave at the very end that her body leaves her soul, and it's just so sad.
Yeah, it's so good. Everything about this, every scene was perfect. With the color, like how she switched from like red to blue, like halfway through the flashback, she got more and more like depressed. Like the way the show is put together is beautiful.
So what do you guys think is in the box? So Coby, you already said that the pen is some way to deactivate the trackers, but what do you guys think is in that box that she left behind for Rey?
The doll pieces. Pieces of the doll to make their own little mini dolls.
I mean, maybe it's like a compass, kind of like how mom uses to track them, but maybe it's, I don't know, the opposite. I don't know.
It tracks the moms.
It
tracks the demons.
Yeah, maybe it's like a plant map or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't even have a guess. I have to wait and see till next week.
I also don't remember where she gets the box. Did she get that box from someone, or was that just something that she had the whole time?
I think it was something she had.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I remember anything specifically in the flashback showing her getting it or receiving it.
I'm gonna guess it's information. Probably like stacks of books. I mean, she left it for Rey, who likes to read, and he'd be the kind of person to be able to pick apart and analyze these kinds of things. So I'm gonna guess some kind of text that'll help them along on their journey.
My guess, it is text, but maybe it's like an address. Maybe it's like a
big box with an address in it.
Maybe it's like you know how she said that there's humans in the outside and they make all the supplies? Maybe it's like a encryption, like a seal or something that shows the address or the location of that supply unit or something like that. That's my guess.
Okay.
But I have a quick question. So when Grandma was talking to Sister Krone just before the demon was unleashed, she mentioned, as long as things are under control, nothing's wrong, everything's good. And there's a cut scene where she kind of mentions kids will always be like that or something. And then there's a cutscene of another kid who's walking up against the wall. Do you think that's our current mom?
I
Who's like a
do.
rebellious spirit?
Yes, that's a very good. Forgot about that scene.
Great observation. I totally agree with you. I do think that's mom. And I guess my question to build off of that is like, do grandma and mom have their own plan in the works? Like, are they happy with the current system, or are they doing it? Are they trying to overthrow in their own special way, in a way that involves?
That would be a cool twist. Everyone's trying to get out of the demon society.
Yeah, but it's sure the mom and grandma will do it, but they don't mind sacrificing these kids, or maybe they're not. Maybe I'm just speculating.
I don't think so. I think their higher scheme is more in favor of the demons and in favor of human society. That's my guess. Just from the way that they've been perceived now and their actions.
Okay, we'll talk about this, I guess, more for that final scene, because I have some follow-up questions for that. But I think that's a great observation, Torie. I do think that is mom, who stood at the wall, saw whatever was out there, and totally got dismayed.
Indoctrinated or persuaded.
Yeah, she understood the fact that her situation was helpless.
So yeah, after that great scene, we now jump into the scene with Ray and Mom. So they are all the kids are enacting their plans now. Norman and Emma are running to the wall, while Dawn and Gilda are looking for Ray signal in case anything goes wrong, while Ray tries to distract Mom. And so this is where Ray is trying to distract Mom. He's kind of leading her into a room, and then they go into the room, and boom, another shot at their plans. Mom's like, "I don't need you anymore." Essentially, she's like,
First she says, "I got rid of Krone. I eliminated her," and that's really shook Ray, like immensely. So that caused him to run up into that room, just like, "Oh crap!" And then that Mom delivered that like bombshell line, just like, "And I'm doing the same to you." Like, I don't need you anymore either.
So they originally meet together because Ray insists that Norman's gonna kill Mom via
chemicals, and they're going to switch the chemicals or something.
And then basically she's just like, we both know that if I die, like, you guys are gonna be in trouble. Like, there's no way you're gonna kill me. So, like, there's no reason to switch the chemicals. And then she drops all these bombshells, like, I don't really need you anymore.
Yeah, and based off of Ray's reaction, I guess whatever that plan was for leaving behind that note, it wasn't supposed to send her off. I don't think he expected that. So,
yeah, I think they did need her for whatever plan that was. So so Ray was like the most shook we've ever seen him.
Yeah.
And then Mama was all like, "Yeah, you were a good, useful spy, but I don't need you anymore. I'm just going to control them myself." So it seems like she's taking matters into her own hands, which kind of begs the question, why didn't she do all this in the first place? What do you guys think? Like, why did she call for Sister Krone in the first place if she was capable of controlling the situation on her own?
Well, I think it goes into that final scene, because I think as she says, we'll get to that later, when she talks about, this is the first time I can talk to you without acting. Like, now we're just, all cards are on the table. With the Sister Krone thing, I mean, they were still a false pretense of keeping everything a little like above board, like keeping everything a little fake in terms of the situation that they have. But now that she's willing just to be open about, I know who you are, you know who I am, let's not play games. I don't think the need for Sister Krone is there.
I think it plays into the part that Grandma has. I think that Grandma knows the whole situation, and she is the one that told Mom, so you don't need Sister Krone anymore. Take care of this with your own two hands.
Okay, so here's what I think. It's I think somehow Mama needed these kids to think that they had a chance to escape, because later on in the episode, I'm skipping ahead here. This is a big revelation. I'll just reveal it now because we're talking about it. Later on in the episode, it's revealed that they're actually being shipped out like tomorrow.
Well, not everybody.
Just Norman.
Just Norman.
Just Norman?
Norman's day is, that's what she said.
Norman's day is set.
Yeah,
okay.
Norman, your day is set
right.
tomorrow.
Okay, so Norman's date is set tomorrow. So everyone else's date was supposed to be set like at a certain point, but then suddenly Norman's was moved up. And I think until that could happen, she needed a little bit of backup, and maybe that's why. Like, maybe the plan wasn't fully formulated as to how to go on the offensive or go on the defensive, but she was sort of setting up all the pieces on the board until it was ready to where somehow she convinced someone to move Norman's date up, and now she can just do it all on her own. Because with Norman out of the equation, that kind of makes things a lot easier for her. So I think it's just a matter of timing. I think that's why she couldn't do it by herself. And speaking of which, I know you've noticed this, Coby, in this episode, but Phil, that little kid, is sprinkled throughout the episode. He's always there.
And I was thinking of that so much, especially, but I was a little confused. It threw me off a little bit slightly when after she dismisses Krone, she goes back down, and then Phil's there with another kid number 2, and Phil's like, "Where's Sister Krone? Like, isn't she hungry for? Isn't she food?" And then Mom tells him, it's like, it's okay because she'll be down in a second. Like, there's seems like a hidden signal between the two of them that they were aware of this plan together. Unless you count that, like, that other kid being there being a reason why Mom couldn't just speak openly to her spy Phil, or if or if Phil is a different agent. Remember, I guess we were kind of talking about that last episode, that Phil could be a third party type of spy, but instead of Mom's spy. Anyway, something's wrong with Phil.
Yeah, I was also thinking that this whole time we see the kids, Emma, Norman, and Ray, kind of planning things out and logically deducting things and seeing how they are able to figure out their plan step by step. But we don't really see the same thing for Mom, and so we don't really see how for example, does she know that Sister Krone is working against her, or how, for example, does she know that Ray's against her? And then Phil came in, and I was like, oh, maybe that's it. Maybe the reason she's able to know everything is because she just has another spy, and it's Phil. And Phil is the one that's feeding her all this information, and he's just another spy that she has. Because I don't really see how she would have figured all this out on her own, especially with, we know that she's clever, we know that she's smart, but it's like, how is it that she's able to get all this is the question without us seeing.
And it would totally tie into the theme of the show about just like the cycle always repeats itself. So now that Ray is on his way out, she's going to need a new younger spy to take his place. I mean, the system will always go on exactly like this for years and years to come. So, I mean, that makes sense that Phil would be her spy, story-wise.
Come on, that sweet little boy.
The eyes of a stone-cold killer.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know, my reasoning for why Mom knows all of this, and this might be dumb because the kids already say there's no microphones or wires or anything, but it goes to say when Mom walked out of the vicinity and then was by the wall, she said, now we could talk open and freely. So I feel like their actions are being monitored, and it may not be necessarily with Mom's consent. It might be from like the higher ups. So I feel like that's how she knows everything.
How does she knows everything because
there's
why?
cameras
Because,
everywhere?
yeah.
Because there's cameras?
Being monitored by the higher ups. And that's why she can't talk freely
But
with them.
if there were cameras everywhere, don't you think they would have found that when they went to a room?
That's what I said, because before they said there's no cameras or wires or anything. But that's my theory.
And I totally read that. And I guess skip to that end scene because I guess that's the next
so
big scene.
let me build up to that. So essentially, Ray is trapped in the room, or Mom traps her in the room, and then Mama walks out by herself, and Dawn and Gilda are like, "Wait, Ray didn't give us a signal. Now she's out." And then Dawn runs into the room, and we see Dawn's value finally.
Yeah,
he's able to bust through doors, just shoulder
I thought
those
the
things.
same team, like Dawn is the brute force. Dawn's the muscle here.
He's the muscle man.
I was like, Ray, why don't you just give them the information? Why are you making them break down the door and waste time? Ugh.
Well, they need Ray. They need to get him out of there. And besides, he's a muscle man. That's his job. So yeah, they bust Ray out, and then Ray tells them what's up, and then Gilda's like, oh shit, the plan's fucked. And then everyone, Ray and Dawn are like, no, we need to make sure the plan keeps going. So their plan is to basically catch up to Mom and try and prevent her from having Norman and Emma scout out past the wall. Unfortunately, It doesn't work because Mom catches up to them, and Norman and Emma in the beginning are like, "Hey, what's going on?" They're still trying to keep up this pretense of like, "Yeah, we're just innocent kids playing here." And now we're at the scene where Mom's like, "Let's talk openly for the first time in 10 years. Let's meet each other for the first time. Hello, Norman. Hello, Emma. My name is Mom." Blah blah blah.
Great scene.
Yeah, great scene, and all that falls away. And so basically, she tells them that basically they need to fall in line. Did she tell them that she got rid of Sister Krone?
No.
Okay.
No, she didn't mention that.
Well, essentially, she tells them that she knows. Yeah, and the kids are reacting like, "Oh no, well, we're gonna do it anyways." And then Norman tries to make a run for it while Emma keeps Mom at bay. And then one of the best things ever, one of the most gruesome scenes ever. So yeah, Emma's trying to like stop Mom, but then Mom has like this grin on her face, and then you hear like a snap. And you look, and basically she broke Emma's fucking leg.
In a brutal scene.
Her
And I know
knee. Ugh.
Yeah, broke that, and he snapped it using that jujitsu that you need to know when you're in mom's school.
and it's just another testament to the show where just like I know this could never happen because Emma is really our main character here, but when I heard that snap, I just for a second I did think, oh my god, she killed Emma.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought she snapped her neck.
Oh,
Yeah.
I definitely went for the leg thing. I was like, and it was also such a power move too, because as soon as she snapped her leg, she was like, there, it's okay.
Yeah, because she
Like, how sadistic is that?
I haven't hugged you in a while. I'm so
Yeah.
happy I get
Oh.
to.
because she
such a
started
good
off by
villain.
that by saying like basically defending herself. You know, I give you a good life. I give you, you know, happiness and love, and everyone's happy here up
Your
until
deaths are quick.
Yeah, your deaths are quick. You know, you're up until your death. You were having a great time. Like, don't you want that? Why can't you just be happy with that?
And she does say she loves them.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
loves them.
and I totally believe it, and
Yeah.
I totally understand. Because going back to what you said, like if that was Mom on the wall, and I think a villain is only good when you can really understand their motivations and when they kind of have a point. If Mom was that little girl who stood up and saw on the outside of the wall that actually, yes, this is pointless. Like there is no point in trying to escape, and whatever hellhole is actually on the other side of this, and she's broken after that, then your only mindset could be, well, let's live the best life I could possibly do for the time I have left. And so in Mom's thinking, it's I'm going to give these children, I guess the two theories are she's either trying to give these children the best life that they can be, from the start to the end of life without any worries, without any regrets. She died with what she said of Connie, like she died with a smile, like full of smiles. Then you can kind of at least understand where she's coming from in that way. I mean, she's not just sadistic things like, let's feed the kids to the demons because because it's awesome. But no, I mean, like, because it's pointless to do anything else. So why not give them the best life that they can have, you know?
My other theory is that the reason that they give the kids the best life that they can until they're dead is because it makes them taste better. And if
Well, yeah, we talked about that already. The Wagyu beef.
I know. But what I'm saying is that if they see the outside world of how
Then
it
they
is,
taste worse.
yeah, then they'll make them taste worse and make them less valuable.
They're full of stress. And
So
all
I
that.
think her influence is less like sympathetic.
So you think she's, well, I mean, obviously she is working for the demons, but you think you're coming from it like, yeah, we still got to produce the best quality meat for these demons. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm on Coby's side. On
No,
this
I
one.
mean, I think she still has the best outlook for the kids. She wants them to be happy, and you know, she probably loves being a mom. But I also think that, you know, if something happens to these kids, she's gonna be dead because this is like, you know, a high quality producing facility.
That's true. It could also just be self-preservation at the end of it all. Anyways, yeah, so she breaks Emma's leg, and there goes Emma's athletic ability. This is the first thing I thought of. It's like, awesome. Yes. Her best quality taken from her. How will she develop now? This is some Game of Thrones shit. This is like, you know, Jaime Lannister level stuff.
Losing his the only thing that makes him valuable. So now all Emma has is her desire to save everybody.
Yeah, her kindness too and all that.
And like, how can they deal with her? Like, how could she escape with a broken knee?
Yeah, I mean, they were talking, like, Ray and Norman were talking about how, like, yeah, these kids, we should leave them behind because they're going to be a nuisance on the way out. But now, the person they care about the most is the nuisance.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to deal with that, which is so interesting.
And
awesome.
Norman is supposed to be shipped out the next day. So, I mean,
Yeah.
like, so it's like such a crazy ending.
Yeah,
So
they
it's
are.
like,
They are. In
how
a
are they going to
twist.
resolve all this?
And thus the episode ends, and your guys' our wishes are fulfilled.
Yeah.
Their plans are thrown to the wind.
This is what I wanted. I wanted consequences. I wanted them to feel like worried.
They were in trouble.
And that it's actually a dangerous thing. Like, for so far, it just seems like everything's been going their way. And unfortunately, I didn't like seeing Emma getting her knee broken, but that's what I wanted to see, kind of.
Yeah.
I didn't want it, but I wanted it.
Yeah, God, it's so devilishly good. That's
Devilishly.
Devilishly good. Yeah,
So-
it was a really awesome episode.
So, what are your guys' thoughts? How are they going to get out of it? Any thoughts at all?
I mean, just Norman's face when he looks at Emma.
Yeah, that definitely stopped them from running up the wall.
Yeah.
And yeah, Mom knew exactly, like, oh yeah, this is going to get them to stop from getting up that damn wall.
I mean, she obviously knows their relationship enough that she can
They care about each
control.
other.
She can control the boys with Emma. So
That's true. It's so brilliant.
So but yeah, I just don't understand. Like, it's either the escape happens next episode, or like that. I mean, that's when everything gets into place. Because I can't see of a way to postpone Norman's escape, like, or Norman's like send off date. So either Norman dies, which I don't think is going to happen, or they enact their plan and then like it's go time starting in episode 9 through 12.
And I mean that's gonna be crazy.
But Mom's gonna expect that if they're gonna leave, it's gonna be before Norman leaves. So she's gonna be on full watch right then and there.
I mean, to Mom she probably figures that she's already won. You know, Emma's leg's broken. How are they gonna escape with her? They can't just leave her behind, etc., etc.
There's demon magic from the flowers that when they sprout them, because you know how it sprouts life, there's a way to heal broken bodies, and it's going to get Emma to run again. Because I don't know, because in that opening credits, Emma's running a lot. So, I mean, like, she needs to walk again.
I don't know. I kind of like broken leg Emma.
Maybe that's what's in the box that Sister Krone left.
Yeah, so
super
that's
healing power.
That's the only thing that I think is going to save them, is whatever Sister Krone left behind is going to be super useful to them, and it might be their only chance of escape. I don't know what it would be exactly, but I think that's what they're going to reveal. I mean, and the other way they could postpone Norman's escape is if next episode is kind of like an interlude episode where maybe it's just a flashback.
Phil backstory.
Yeah, flashback of Mom's story. Like maybe this is where we get to see Mom's motivation and how she became the way she is. So we might see that sort of sympathetic side of her that you mentioned, Coby.
What episode number is this?
Episode 8. So we've got 4 more to go.
We have 4 more episodes. It's crazy to think that. I mean,
no, 5 episodes because it's 13 episodes, right?
Oh, is this 13 episodes or 12?
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one. 13.
It's
Okay,
13,
cool.
whatever. 4 to 5.
Man,
So we've still got plenty of story left to go.
I'm excited.
Can my heart take this much like anticipation and
Will I die from this episode?
yeah, will I die? But I really like that they gave us a flashback of Sister Krone. So I think, and that was a really good flashback. So I think I'm excited to see more if they give us any insight on Mom or Grandma or maybe even just the history of this world.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely left me wanting more. The show has done a great job of that so far, but this is really, left me salivating for the next one.
See,
the
aren't
next
you
human
glad
brain.
we waited for you, Coby?
Yeah.
I am very glad you waited for me for this episode. So thank you.
Coby, would you like to repay us by signing us off?
I would love to. Thanks to everybody for listening. You've been listening to this on Nerd Blades. Like, comment, subscribe for more awesome episode reviews. We do weekly anime reviews of stuff like this. We do Young Justice reviews whenever that airs, along with a podcast called Anime Ricochet, where 2 dudes who know nothing about sports talk about sports anime. So go on, check that out, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment. Thank you for the people who have left comments so far. We appreciate talking to you guys. You guys always correct us in terms of the stuff we missed. So thank you very much for that. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys very much.
See ya.
Bye.